Hey guys, it's Joel Sangerman here, and I'm about to share some very personal information with you, financial information that I probably shouldn't share. But I want to be able to make a point in terms of how much money you can actually make in this real estate investing business, even on a part-time basis, and actually show you some proof sources. Now, let me start by saying personal information because, for one thing, there is a whole lot in the public records on the internet that can set you up for problems later on when you start making the kind of money that you can make in some of these deals. And early on in my real estate investing career, I used my personal name to buy properties. And now today, you could actually search my name, which I'm going to show you here, and show you some of the deals that I did where we had huge spreads, making 40, 50,000, sometimes $100,000 on one real estate deal. I mean, how many of these deals do you need to do in a year to replace your current income? Probably not that many. But the point is that I want to share with you some of these deals. I'll show you what we can find right online to really accomplish two things. One is a proof source that there is this kind of money that can be pretty easily made in real estate with the right mentoring, right coaching, right kind of guidance. And two, to underscore the point that the way we buy properties now are using a corporation, making the corporation the beneficial interest of a land trust. It's a much safer way to buy property from a liability standpoint and really from a privacy standpoint. So that's really the subject of another lesson. But let me share with you just a little bit of what I'm talking about. And you have to bear with me here as I log into these sites so I can show you what kind of money we're talking about and the possibilities here. See if I can log in. Internet runs a little bit slow when we're recording the screen. Oh, that's typical Citibank here. So let me do this. We'll come back to this and I'll just show you some deals that I had pulled up here before. This one. Okay, guys, I'm going to take these examples offline and into a PowerPoint presentation because the screencast works somewhat slowly when the internet is open with a bunch of tabs. There's just too many checks to show you, too many tabs open to give you an idea of what kind of money can be made, and we'll be able to crank through this a lot more quickly in this fashion. So let me take you through this PowerPoint here and give you some examples of what you can actually achieve. So this is actually just from today, I believe. We had $50,000 come in on a property out here in Las Vegas. That's just fantastic. It's part of why I wanted to show you this. The idea of actually seeing success and seeing checks come in is somewhat inspiring, I think. At least it was to me when I saw other people doing it. And hopefully you guys can get an idea of the kind of money that can be made here. This right here is a copy of a recent closing statement, and you can see release of lien fee to DMC Equities for $25,000. DMC Equities is my entity, my corporation that I use for this deal, and I can certainly show you how we use this technique to get money on properties that we've never owned, never touched, and quite candidly, never even saw the home. Never saw it, didn't even meet the seller, except that I went out for a cup of coffee with him after receiving my check. So great guy. These are the kinds of checks that you can make. Here's another example over here. It's just an incredible spread. I'm going to take you far back in time here, just for privacy reasons. Some of these people, if it was 2017, might not want this information being out there, but it's all publicly available on the internet. Here's an example, though, of buying property and buying it for, let's see, does it even show the amount? Yeah, this was 189,000, it looks like, and sold very shortly thereafter for 349,000, $170,000 spread on one little condo. That's atypical, admittedly, but when you have things like that happen, you get a little greedy and buy a different unit in the same building there. This one we got a similar price, sold also for a similar profit of 140,000. Just phenomenal amounts of money can be made in this game. Real estate is a very high value asset, and it allows for these kinds of spreads when you know what you're doing and when you have the proper guidance and the proper coaching. Now, some properties you'll actually determine that you may have been better off buying them and holding them. This is an old one from almost 20 years ago that I bought from the Fannie Mae Federal National Mortgage Association. And it doesn't show on here, but I remember the purchase price of this as being $80,000. I remember that because this was one of the first bank REOs that I had ever done, and sold it very quickly after buying it for $130,000 with just some cosmetic repairs that we did. But the point being, I could have rented that out for positive cash flow, and here, pretty recent to today, we're in 2017 as of this recording, but worth 3 times as much. So how nice would it have been to have paid this mortgage down and be sitting on this kind of asset for a little bit of headache versus making a measly 50 grand on the home. These are the choices that you'll be able to make once you get your cash flow needs taken care of. Here's another example, I think, of which property is this? Yeah, so look at this. This is unreal. So bought this for 150 grand. We quickly turned it around. You can see this isn't even a month later for a $49,000 payday. But oh my gosh, if I could do that over again, I sure would hold it. What are we looking at? $589,000 is what that property is worth today. So holding real estate definitely will be part of your game plan once you start making these kinds of quick turn checks. Like here's one right here. We bought this property again. Here's my company, DMC Equities. Bought it for 60 grand. A little over a month later, we pretty much wholesaled it out for 80 grand, pocketed $20,000, and moved on to the next deal. Here's another one right here, done pretty quickly. Does it show the purchase? Yeah, we bought this for 60 grand, turned it for 79 grand, just a couple short months later. And the thing that's alarming to me, like I said in the beginning, is all this stuff somebody told me was on the internet. I never even heard of this site, this Block Shopper, and here comes my name with some of these properties I did a long time ago. So we definitely want to learn how to do things properly so you have some privacy using land trust, and we'll get into some of that when you get the proper guidance as well. The long-term appreciation of real estate is a very, very real phenomenon, and I think I've shown you some examples, but here's just another example. This one bought way in the beginning of my real estate career. You can see you're dealing with someone who has a lot of experience in real estate when you go back, what is this now, 17 plus 8, 25 years of real estate. Had I held this property, the loan on this property would have definitely been paid off, and you can see even 10 years ago, this property was worth $600,000. I don't know what it's worth today, but I'll bet it's every bit of that and more. This is a property in Chicago, I believe, yes. So buying and hold is certainly an option, or making quick cash is an option, and it's really a matter of what suits you. This is one that we bought in 11 for my company again here. Now, these will be in land trusts, but 173,000 today. That property just a few years later is worth 265, and we've been having positive cash flow on it. So point being that these are the kinds of things that you can achieve, and the best thing for you to do is get yourself an education. You can certainly learn from static sources like tapes and seminars and video programs, but ideally you're going to have a need for a mentor if you want to take a quantum leap in how quickly you can make money in real estate. Getting the coaching, getting the guidance, getting the mentoring, having someone with you every step of the way to make sure you don't make mistakes and to make sure that you optimize your profits on each deal. So that's what this is about. Thanks for checking it out, and let me know how I can help. Take care.